What if the ultimate predator isn't the lion stalking the savanna or the shark patrolling the deep? What if the real master of the wild is an invisible shadow, a ghost from a forgotten past? Deep inside the genetic code of every creature on Earth, there are whispers. Ancient viral instructions, dormant for millions of years, are waking up. And they are doing something terrifying. They are choosing who lives, who dies, and who gets eaten. Today, here on Animal Lover Planet, we're uncovering the hidden architects of nature. This isn't just science, it's a battle for the soul of the ecosystem. You're about to see the food chain in a way you never imagined. To understand the present, we have to look at a graveyard. But not one made of bones. Inside your body and the body of every deer, hawk, and wolf there is a genomic junkyard. Scientists call them endogenous retroviruses. Think of them as fossil viruses. Millions of years ago, a virus infected an ancestor of a modern animal. Instead of killing the host, the virus stitched itself into the animal's DNA. It's like a computer hacker leaving a line of code in a software update that stays there for 1,000 generations. For a long time, we thought this was just junk DNA. We were wrong. These ancient whispers are actually switches. They can turn on immune systems, or they can make an animal's brain more vulnerable to a predator's attack. Imagine a deer that isn't afraid of a wolf. Not because it's brave, but because a 10-million-year-old viral ghost is telling its brain to stay still. We've all seen zombie movies, right? Well, in the animal kingdom, zombies are real. And they aren't made by magic, they're made by viral manipulation. Take the most famous example, rabies. When we think of rabies, we think of a mad dog. But look closer at the strategy. The virus doesn't just make the animal sick. It hijacks the brain. It makes the host aggressive, and crucially, it makes them afraid of water. Why? Because the virus lives in the saliva. If the host drinks water, the virus gets washed away. By making the animal hydrophobic, the virus ensures its concentration is high enough to infect the next victim during a bite. But here's where it gets eerie. Recent studies suggest that ancient, whispering viruses might be doing this on a much more subtle scale. Scientists are looking at how certain viral infections in rodents actually change their scent. Suddenly, these mice don't smell like prey to a cat. They smell like a challenge, or even a mate. The virus is literally leading the prey into the jaws of the predator to ensure the virus itself moves up the food chain. It's the ultimate Trojan horse strategy. But what happens when the virus decides to crash the entire party? Nature is a constant arms race. The cheetah gets faster, so the gazelle gets more agile. But there's a secret weapon in this race: the viral immune training. Every time a population survives a massive viral outbreak, they don't just get lucky, they get upgraded. On Animal Lover Planet, we often marvel at how resilient wildlife is. This is why, when an ancient virus re-emerges, it acts like a brutal fitness coach. It kills the weak, but it also leaves behind genetic markers in the survivors. This is called co-evolution. But there's a catch. If a species loses its genetic diversity, like the cheetah, which went through a massive bottleneck thousands of years ago, they lose their ability to fight these viral whispers. One whisper from the past could wipe out the entire species because they all have the same lock that the virus has the key to. Let's zoom out. How does a microscopic virus change an entire landscape? In the 19th century, a virus called rinderpest hit Africa. It didn't just kill cattle. It decimated wildebeest and buffalo. Because the grazers were gone, the grass grew tall. Because the grass grew tall, massive wildfires broke out. Because the fires were so intense, the trees couldn't grow back. The entire landscape of the Serengeti changed because of a virus. This is what we call a trophic cascade. The virus is the invisible hand pulling the strings. When the prey population crashes due to a virus, the predators, the lions and leopards, starve. They are forced to move into human settlements, leading to more conflict. The virus isn't just killing an animal. It's rewriting the map of the world. And right now, the map is about to get very, very complicated. Here's the part that keeps ecologists awake at night. For thousands of years, the permafrost in places like Siberia and the Arctic has acted as a giant freezer. It's holding the bodies of ancient mammoths, prehistoric wolves, and the viruses that killed them. As the world warms, the freezer is being left open. We are seeing giant viruses waking up after 30,000 years. These are viruses that current animals have zero immunity against. Imagine a modern wolf facing a virus that was last seen by a Neanderthal. It's not just a health crisis. It's an ecological reset button. If a thawed virus hits a modern predator, it could flip the food chain overnight. The hunter becomes the hunted, not by another animal, but by a ghost. So is it all doom and gloom? Not necessarily. At Animal Lover Planet, we believe knowledge is the first step toward conservation. Scientists are now using eco-epidemiology to predict where these viral whispers might strike next. By mapping the DNA of vulnerable species, we can see which viral switches are present. We are learning that to save the tiger or the rhino, we don't just need to stop poachers, we need to understand the viral ghosts living inside them. We are beginning to see viruses not just as bad guys, but as fundamental architects. They push evolution. They prevent overpopulation. They are the silent partners in the dance of life. The next time you see a documentary about a lion chasing a zebra, look past the muscle and the speed. Remember the whisper, nature is far more complex than we ever dreamed. It's a tapestry woven with threads of ancient DNA, where the smallest entities dictate the lives of the largest giants. We are all part of this invisible web. And as we continue to explore our planet, we realize that the most powerful forces in the world aren't the ones we can see, they're the ones that have been waiting in the shadows for 1,000,000 years. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the invisible wild. If you found this as mind-blowing as we did, hit that like button and subscribe to Animal Lover Planet.